What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Unfiltered Tarot Live for this full moon in Capricorn that we had today in the Northern Hemisphere, or in the night if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. But nonetheless, happened within the last 10 hours. Pretty big full moon. Happy to pull some cards, happy to talk about it a little bit with you. I'm going to get in the chat so I can chat with you guys. I hope you like my shades. They aren't really shades, right? But they're groovy. Thank you, Kendra. Yeah, they're groovy. They're from a local artist and creative where I live. Her name is Compassia. She just had a birthday a couple days ago. She's Cancer, so shout out. Happy birthday to the Cancers out there. And they're called Alchem Eyes. So if you want to check it out, Instagram, Alchem_eyes, like EYES. Super cool, groovy. She's got a bunch of different styles. These are called the gangster philosophers. And I had to support the business on her birthday and cop a pair of these things. So, also, just for fun, like while we're talking, waiting for some people to join, I think these glasses are a good reminder that yes, it's a serious full moon. Capricorn's a serious sign. Saturn, of course, this is, how you get to the top in life is that Capricorn energy within us. And as a Capricorn myself, look, there are plenty of things that we need to get down to business with, and there's a plenty of weight that we need to release off our shoulders so that we can get that stable footing to get to the top. But it's a reminder too, with the great aspects to Jupiter right now, that creative vision is part of getting to the top. And don't lose your creativity. Don't hold back on the creative visions. It's the more rigid stuff that doesn't align with your soul and your spirit right now. Those are the things that are shedding. And with Saturn in Aquarius retrograde right now, in a nice sextile with Uranus, one of the nicest aspects we have going right now. I'm sorry, not Uranus, but Chiron in Aries. That's a beautiful aspect. It's kind of a weird one with Chiron the weirdo, but we got to hold our individuality, we got to hold our frequency, and we got to have the courage to do that for whatever it may be so that we can reach higher for deeper soul desires. As we're going to start to see a lot of focus on that Scorpio energy in the chart with Mars and Venus coming up on squares to Uranus and Taurus and in opposition to Saturn and Aquarius. So a lot of fixed pressure. And this Capricorn full moon is a great release to slip us out of a belief about how we reach the top or what our goals are that aren't, aligned with deeper soul desires, spiritual desires, amazing visions. And we want to embrace our full creativity to get there. So I'm going to start with that. All right, so we're going to do the show. I pull signs out of this. It's actually a candle, but, it works. So I have some sun signs. You can use your rising sign for these, of course, too. You can use your moon sign if you want it even. Whatever resonates with you. Or you could just watch the whole show. It usually takes like almost 3 hours. It's kind of a long show. I like to have some music playing in the background. I'll turn it down a little bit. But it's a fun time. I'll try and stop every now and then, check out what's going on in the chat, see if I can see any questions, or just say what up and be here with you. It's a good time to be with people, to connect with people. And a lot of it is about that vibrational match with Saturn and even Jupiter coming back into Aquarius. Like, where are you really finding your tribe right now? And you might have to go and be more of an individual to find that unique tribe, to find that true frequency and essence of your own being so that you can connect fully to those soul desires and passions. All right. Let me get the computer. Let me get the thing set up. All right. Let's see what is the first sun sign. I'm going to reach for the bottom of the barrel on this first one. Who is the first one that's getting it? Taurus. The Bulls. Bloop. All right, Taurus. Well, this is a full moon in your 11th. Your ninth, I'm sorry. You're going through a whole, like, emotional vision check on what you can expand in your life right now, the journey that you're on, new philosophies in life. I mean, there's a lot of burden that could have been surrounded around just beliefs in general that are shifting in life. And do you believe in the ultimate vision, in the real true beauty? I mean, it is making great aspects to that Jupiter in your 11th house of Pisces. So, that connection to the right people that want to see the vision with you, that have similar philosophies and beliefs, those are so important. And like, those can be the most beautiful things in your life, that I think is a good reminder. And you don't have to hold on to beliefs that don't serve you emotionally either, with the sun in Cancer here. Like, what do you really feel, truly connected to? And even with Cancer being your second house, I'm so backwards right now. Your third house, there is a lot going on within your mind. So this is like a major check on are your visions aligning with your environment, what you can create, your mind. So it's a big mind check in a lot of ways, and has to do with connection and your own personal innovation. So let's see what the cards have to say for the Tauruses. I got 11 decks that I'm going to be pulling from. So we'll mix it up through the signs, of course. It's been an interesting day for me. It's been so hot and sunny here where I live in beautiful Nevada County, California. And that Capricorn full moon today just brought some dark clouds. It rained a little, kind of humid, which it's not a humid area by any means. So, very interesting. All right, Taurus. Let's see what you got. Ace of Cups in reverse, Six of Coins upright, and the Ten of Wands reversed. So I do this based on astrology. This is the sun, the moon, Mars, the illumination of this moon, the way you're feeling about it, and of course, how you can define it or act upon it or identify with it. And it's a heavy emotional one with that Ace of Cups reversed. There's something that you're not willing to almost give up in your life emotionally right now to let something beautiful come in that's probably going to leave you overflowing. Really, this is a shift of belief. Full moon for you, you have to believe in the good feelings. You have to believe in what's going to, leave your emotional cup just full. And I think it's the willingness to let the goodness in that's super important. I mean, the Six of Pentacles is a great card to get for the feeling, because I think you're looking for this balance. You're looking for this equal exchange of energy. But if you're not feeling into it right, whether it's with people or yourself, I mean, you have to feel into what's equal in your own life. You have to justify what's going to bring you the most abundance in your life. You can't always, give if your cup isn't full. So remember to check in with yourself. Make sure that you're getting that equal, reciprocation of energy with the people in your life, and with what you're trying to bring into creation, what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to build right now. And Taurus, you are great manifestors, great builders. And I mean, sure, you can build a lot of things, but does it emotionally fill up your life? Does it fill up your heart? How does it make you feel? So maybe it's about, turning things around by really giving more attention to the things that make you feel good and not just getting weighed down. And that Ten of Wands reversed is you're definitely done identifying with weight that's been holding you back or leaving you out of balance. So that's pretty solid. And I don't think it's going to be hard for you to flip things. It's just when you fully are ready to go in the direction that lets you create and build and manifest in a way that makes you feel good. Boom. This would be the Mercury card or the Mind card that comes out underneath the sun. And it is the Death card. So, yeah, I think, once your mind realizes that there is a death and birth situation around what's not filling you up in life, it's going to be just fine. You just have to realize this new way of thinking is actually going to, raise you up into new life. It's going to, give you a new sense of mental clarity around things. And it's like not digging yourself deeper into some hole by like carrying so much weight. It's almost like you have so much weight, you're just like sinking as you walk. And that's keeping you out of this like sense of, balance or what you can give, because you're probably giving too much to things that weigh you down. This is the full moon that changes that. And it's through a death and rebirth of the mind. I mean, it is happening in your 9th and 3rd house axis. I mean, that deals heavily with your mind, the higher mind, the lower mind. It's in great aspects to Jupiter. Mercury just came direct. Like, you have to trust in all the things that were shown to you to help you move into this new direction and not get scared of like the things that are fading away or that don't match your vibrational frequency anymore. They played their course. They ran, whatever it was, even if you've been in hard times or giving away too much or building things that don't bring you a sense of emotional fulfillment, it had its purpose. Now, that cycle ended and it's on to the new. This is the Venus card that comes out under the moon, and it is the King of Cups reversed. Now, this can be relationships or your relationship to yourself or the feel-good energy that's trying to come into your life right now. And it's complete emotional sovereignty over how you feel, how you think, how you believe. But it's upside down. Like, you're not feeling empowered within yourself right now because it's likely you're thinking too much about what's dying off and not about what you can build and believe in moving forward. So, you have to like take that receptive energy within yourself to see all the signs that are showing up in your life so that you can fill up your cup, so that you can bring in the magic. Because a lot of this new moon is about the magic with the aspects to Neptune and Pisces, or Jupiter and Pisces and Neptune that's stationing and going to go retrograde on Friday in Pisces. We got to get to that bottom of like what really lights you up within. That's where the magic is. Let's see what Jupiter has to say. The Abundance card. The Four of Wands reversed. So, I think you're looking for this amazing party maybe outside of yourself, but you're not, realizing that the actual party is within you and doing what makes you feel good. Yes, people are super important in this, and you want to connect with, other creatives in life that want to go in the same direction. But remember to focus on what brings you that sense of like creative connection within yourself, or even just that celebration within yourself that you can bring to light what it is you want. But you have to feel into what it is, and then not only feel it, but understand it. And most importantly for you, I think it's believe it. And the Saturn card comes out next, and it is the Three of Pentacles upright. Kind of hard to see. That light glares for me, but not for the camera. So the Three of Pentacles is, it is about the teamwork. And with Saturn in Aquarius here in your 10th house, like your destiny and like your highest ground right now does revolve around who you're building with. So I think a lot of this, Saturn's kind of bringing up some karma of like the people in your life, and with all the Pisces stuff in your 11th house, this is also bringing up people in your life too. So I think that, there's certain people that really want to build and succeed with you. And then there's certain people that are like kind of, not really part of the team or the tribe right now. And that might be part of like the understanding of a little rebirth that's taking place, or that death before the rebirth, of course. And maybe that's where, you're not giving your full, what you can get. The moon, that emotion, trying to find balance right now, it comes with physical, connection. So I think there's a lot that you can manifest, but it's just shifting the belief of who, and most importantly, like within yourself, like, do you have what it takes to put in the work, not only the belief, but the work to, go on this new journey, to go on this new adventure and see what's going to light up. Let's see what we got with this Astro deck for an overall card. Ninth house. Look at that. Can't make this stuff up. Your faith, right? The belief and the faith in God, that belief and the faith in yourself, of changing your trajectory, changing your journey for what is going to fill up your emotional cup. Like, is so important. Like if you're not fully like 100 believing, especially in yourself and in how you're truly feeling and listening to that and then understanding it and acting accordingly, you know, you might feel like you're building nothing with no one. And that would be unfortunate because I think this is actually a pretty good full moon for you, and it's probably things that you've already hashed out within your mind. And you know, and about what you can create and manifest too with all the eclipse action in your second house. I mean, and a Mercury retrograde in your second house, like you're ready to manifest. You're ready to be a full-on Taurus and do it, but it's like you got to get your emotions right and the people right and have the faith to do it. And that's super important. And we'll finish off with the dice. Capricorn. So we got Venus, Capricorn, 4th house. So, you know, really getting to the bottom of what makes you feel good and what lights you up emotionally and getting serious about those feelings. Because if you get serious about how you're feeling, it'll be easier to go in the direction that's guiding you and to show you where the journey is going. But I think you got to get your own emotional footing, you know, locked down. Like you need to get maybe your home life locked down. So this is a, you know, kind of a look within thing, you know, I'm getting from this reading is that emotional goodness is right there for your taking, but you have to boss up and let that energy in, and not only just let it in, but take action for it as well, and stop taking action for things that are, you know, feel like they're digging you deeper into a hole. And that's the first reading of the night. 1 down, 11 to go. Check and see if anybody else joined the chat. Nice, we got 11. That's cool. All right, what's up, Angie? What's up, Kendra? Joanna? Travis? What's up, everybody? Truly appreciate you for hanging out with me tonight for this. All right, who do we got next? Geminis. Whew. I am a Gemini magnet right now. Not gonna lie. And I love it. Because I truly do love Gemini energy. Geminis are going through it right now. Major I mean, that eclipse was one of the most intense eclipses I think we've all felt. Geminis felt that in hard. And then that Mercury retrograde, which was probably the most intense one we've ever felt, or that I have. I mean, that was right in their first house. So, I mean, this was hitting them big time with where they're going and the direction they're going. And now they have this full moon in their 2nd and 8th house axis. So, you know, with that full moon in the 8th of Capricorn, this is like you're getting deep down to all those things that showed up and the direction that you're trying to define, and like, does it really match up with your deepest soul desires? Does it have a deep connection? Is it, you know, this isn't surface level stuff anymore. This full moon's like, what isn't of the truest passion in your life? Are you going to keep giving energy to that and keep just giving into those things? So this is a big release of things that are not equally merging in life, that are not equally bringing power in, but you know, it's also a deep dive into your true desires and making sure that you're matching that energy with like-minded individuals, with other people, or just getting to the bottom of the barrel in how you're feeling and what has come up, so that you can push forward with a lot of strength and a lot of courage right now. All right, Gemini, let's see what we got for you. Bust a couple shuffles. Yes. All right. Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles, reversed. And the Hermit. Well, this is interesting because I think you're at this point where you're really, getting to the bottom of how you do feel about the direction you're heading, and, getting that true, emotional can do of how you can hold on to that energy, and what's going to show you the goodness, what's going to show you how you can, really feel into your creativity and your deeper passions, while also, it's almost like your life's upside down right now because of the major changes that have come out. So it's almost like you got to really feel that inner wisdom that you have, and that inner emotional authority that you're finding right now, and those true passions and desires, so that you can, really feel into that and bring these things to manifestation, make them come to life. So in this time where there is almost this death and rebirth in your life, it's like I think you're ready for it within yourself. Your soul is just in it and down for the change and the transformation. It's almost like it's not showing up in your reality right now, and you're just feeling like a little upside down about it. But that's not, you shouldn't. And then the Hermit coming out for your Mars, you're identifying like maybe you just need to take a minute and sit with your feelings and sit with those desires and sit with where things are having a rebirth in your life, and then you can really shine that light, and you can express and bring those things to life. So there's a lot of that. And I would say with the sun in your second house, like, it is a great time to manifest. You don't want to take yourself out of this like ability to really feel into what you can bring to life right now. And I think that Queen of Pentacles reverse is like a strong showing, like you want to build and go in this new direction and this new vision that you've had, but it's almost like it's not happening as fast as you want. So you just want to slow down a little bit, which I know, God, tell a Gemini to slow down and they might, report my channel. But I think with the Mars getting the Hermit, it's like, slow down, go back in, get back into yourself, get back into what makes you feel authentic in yourself, and where you're going to find all that good wisdom within you, and then act on that. And that's what's going to start bringing these things out and make more sense of them. And with the mind here getting the Eight of Pentacles reversed, like, it kind of comes back to that too. I think you're doubting your manifestation abilities, and it's because you've like probably been manifesting a certain way for so long, and now you're getting a whole check on like how to manifest for this new you, this new identity. And I think you just need to keep putting the work in. Like, don't give up. Like, this is a full moon in Capricorn is not a full moon to give up, especially in your 8th house, because if you're giving up on your deepest desires, then I mean you're really giving up. So you kind of have to like hold that line and make sure that you're understanding the direction that you do want to go into, so that you can build in that powerful direction that's linked up with your soul. Venus, the Empress reversed, the Empress, the Empress, the Empress reversed. There's definitely something about really wanting the goodness to show up right now, and that nurturing and that creative spirit within you that keeps like popping up. There's a lot of pentacle energy here, but I think you're ready deep within yourself to do it. It's almost like you just got to get your mind on the same page. You got to really feel into it. You got to be open to what's showing. And if you have to get back into, yourself and kind of like, disconnect from the world for a little bit to like understand these things, like that's where that goodness is. And if we're talking relationships for the Empress, it's almost like, with an 8th house full moon, I mean, this could be drawing boundaries with relationships that aren't, matching soul desires anymore, and that aren't bringing you the nurturing and the comfort and the abundance that you're looking for in your life. So, there's abundant energy that's right around the corner, and I think you can feel it, and I think you're ready for it. I think you've been, Geminis could have been waiting like their whole life for this moment. I'm not going to lie. It's a big deal. So it's like really feel into what you can bring to life right now, and not worry about what is maybe dying off. Don't get uncomfortable in the new direction. Like, this is a time of courage and strength for you, and that courage is found within, and you can tap into that whenever you want. And then really shine that light out, and that's going to help you bring these things to life. Jupiter, you got the World card, because that's the thing, is this is a great gift, because this is a great cycle that has ended in your life. You've reached a completion in one level, and you're leveling up to the next. It's the next level, but it's more than that. Like, this is almost like the destiny. Like, you're reaching for the highest of highs right now. And it's all that passionate energy within you, that love within you, that connection, that self-confidence right now that is the abundance. So if you can channel all that life force energy into the cycle it's about to begin, because one's closing, and not like get lost in the vision of the old cycle, but really go into the new one that's trying to bring a lot of abundance. But I think there's just a little bit of fear that, if you just checked in deep within yourself, you're going to just shine right through it. So there's some, step up. Step up for the new cycle. That's what this full moon's bringing out for you. Saturn got the star card reversed. I would say with Saturn getting that card, it's like you have a lot of divine guidance right now on this new story, but it's almost like you're afraid to be vulnerable and like listen and receive that. And even with the Empress reversed as Venus, like, are you afraid to receive the goodness that's trying to find you right now? I know you're emotionally ready. Even if you don't, like, you are. I'm just going to tell you right now, the Queen of Cups upright for the Sun card, like, you're ready to do it. Comes back to the belief in a new chapter, in a new story, and not, trying to fight fate. I feel like the star card reverse is like trying to fight fate, because it like almost wants to go back to the Tower moment. It's like, well, the Tower moment wasn't so bad. Like, no, the Tower moment done. It crumbled. It's time to go. So no more looking back. I think you need to trust in what fate has brought you so far and how you truly feel. That's the magic. And with Jupiter making great aspects to this in your 10th house, like this is a destiny shot. And it's that vision and that, true creative abundance that you have to put into it. Like, you have to expand and go in that direction, and not just stay in one that's not fulfilling you, or that's, making you feel like you can't manifest your dreams, because you're going towards the greatest right now. And I think the universe wants to show you, and it's almost like, just not listening to some sort of, breadcrumbs, or following the breadcrumbs that the universe is trying to give. Let's see what the astro is. The Grand Trine. Blessings. There are so many blessings for you, Gemini. I mean, this is a huge time for you. This is the next level. And the Grand Trine is an amazing portal to blessings. But you know what about the Grand Trine? The Grand Trine, we can sleep on it. It's not forceful enough. It's too harmonious. It's an amazing, beautiful portal to blessings and greatness and abundance. But if you're not going to take action for it and move in that direction and trust the guidance that you've been given and move into what's going to bring you the feel-good energy of how you can create and build and manifest and reach the highest of heights right now, you'll miss the blessings. And that would be the worst, because this is like the most blessed time for you. So remember that, and don't hold on to what was like heavy weight that wasn't emotionally yours. Got a dignified Venus and Taurus in the 11th. Yeah, don't build things right now that are taking, away your confidence or not making you feel like top notch in life. And make sure that your connections are right. If the connection isn't there with what you're trying to manifest or build right now, that's a clear sign that there's the disconnect. Beep, beep, beep. It's like a red flashing disconnect light. So there's a disconnection from what's taking you out of your abundance so that you can move into your abundance. And that's the new story for you. And you have to believe it. If you don't believe in yourself right now, you're not going to reach the top. And if you don't believe that you're in a new chapter of your life, well, the astrology says different. But Geminis are going to come out of this year completely new individuals and in so much power and strength and manifesting their dreams. And I know it can feel like just so much weight or even a fear right now. But it's like you define your path, but you have to believe in yourself and your creativity to do so. All right. Who next? Oh, Capricorn. Almost put it back in the cup. All right, Capricorn. Full moon in your first, sun in your seventh. Yeah, it's going down. Jupiter, of course, is in your third, and Neptune is. So I think, you're getting to the bottom of not only how you define how you feel right now and move in that direction and pioneer from a deeper sense of your feelings, but it has to do with your relationships, and it has to do with your mind and understanding the transformation that you've gone through even over the last 8 years. It's been intense for Capricorns. You ready to pioneer a new direction? I'm using the zombie deck for you. It's serious. I also need to change this. Cappies. Full moon in your first. And all the energy that just happened in your sixth. And eclipses in your sixth and 12th are hard. In the sixth house, especially with the solar eclipse in Gemini and a Mercury retrograde, you're getting serious about your whole reality shift and being able to define the reality that you want to build and create by what makes absolute sense to your visions, your beliefs. And let's not forget about your feelings either, Capricorn. All right. Two of Cups. Wow. Strength reversed. The Devil reversed. You got your card, but you got the Soulmate card. The Two of Cups here for the main energy. I mean, this is like an ultimate connection or emotional, reception of energy in something in your life. And it's an extremely feel-good energy. I mean, it's a human and a zombie having dinner together, sharing an amazing dinner. The zombie's eating brains, of course, with the love of his life, the human. So I think, Capricorns is interesting having that sun in your 7th house and even Venus there, and then Venus opposing Pluto in your 1st house right now. This is a big deal for relationships, and this might just turn into a relationship reading for you, even though it is a full moon in your first. Like, I think you need to define the right soul connections in life and the right relationships, because it's gonna, if you don't, link up with the right people or find the right balance in life, or the right partners or whatever it is, like, I think you're gonna be extremely, you're gonna feel empty. So people are extremely important right now, and I think that's and then getting the Strength card reversed is like, do you not have the strength to define the relationships that are the best for you, or what's going to fill you up with connections in your life? Like, this is not a time to shy away from your inner strength and inner courage, or even not feel or feeling powerless within yourself to find the ultimate connection. So if you're single, this is like Capricorns can be like, oh gosh, nobody wants me right now. But Capricorns probably want the truest connection. And then if you're in a relationship, I feel like, it's like, if it isn't the ultimate goodness, and even getting Mars here with the Devil reversed, it's like, you need to break out of the chains, break out of the box. This is a jukebox? Yeah. Break out of the old song And it takes courage to do that so that you can find true happiness. Because I think that, this reading is about like really true connection and happiness. And whatever it is that's not holding you back, like this is the perfect full moon to release, any sense of doubt or any sense of like lack of courage, and like really move into an emotional, courageous place to have the goodness, to have the amazing, whatever, whether it's a relationship or not, things that light you up from the inside. And like stop moving in a direction that keeps you bound and chained to like the same old song and dance, the same old, same old. Maybe it's, something new. So I don't know. I feel like Capricorns are like getting out of habits of like not. Hold on one second. Had an alarm go off. Getting out of old habits that are taking you out of your power, out of your strength, out of what's going to pioneer you forward. You got the Chariot upright. The Chariot's one of my favorite cards in the deck. And that's for your mind. So it's like once you realize within your mind that you can go into the magical new direction that Spirit's trying to take you in, you're going to flip the script on how on like not feeling like you have enough emotional courage to do so, or that you deserve that, because you clearly deserve to have the ultimate connections. You clearly deserve to have emotional fulfillment. You just have to understand that it just takes you getting into your mind and moving in that direction to do it. And the signs have been crystal clear, almost like too objectively clear to do the things that are going to make you feel good. Listen to those. Understand them and do the things that are taking you out of the same old, same old. Nine of Coins reversed for Venus. And, that's a great, card of, hard work pays off. And you maybe feel like, you put a lot of work into relationships right now, with that being the Venus position. And like, gosh, I put so much effort and so much work into this, and I'm not even that happy. And I'm not in, the truest connection with who I really want to be with, but I'm not going to change my reality, which that solar eclipse is changing your reality in the 6th house. It could be how you manifest money too. Feeling like you can't get the abundance you need to move in the direction that you want. So you're staying stuck in something because it makes you feel maybe just like a sense of comfort. When I think even, you understand there's better things out there. It's like this guy's like, sayonara, suckers. Like, peace out. Taking this hearse and getting out of here. So, I think you understand that there's better out there and there's amazing things. It's just like, stop giving your goodness and your amazing energy to things that are making you feel less than, or taking you out of your definition of where you want to go right now. Queen of Swords reversed for the Jupiter card. Like, yeah, you really need to like almost get a little cold here. Like, you have to like actually be a Capricorn and like get a little cold, be straightforward with how you're communicating and how you're expressing yourself and how you're feeling. Like, got to kind of like feel into your emotion, but also take the emotion out of it and like just say what needs to be said with whatever it is in your life that isn't giving you the ultimate beauty. Saturn with the King of Cups reverse, so it's Cancer season. It's an emotional time, even if it is in your 7th. I think a lot of that emotion of revolves around the people in your life right now, the relationships, partnerships, whatever it is, and the 2 of Cups signaled that out. So you really got to get back into your own emotional embodiment of who you are, so that you can go in the direction that your intuition's calling, that God's calling with the Chariot card, that your mind actually understands, which is the craziest part. Is you're like, I totally know, but you don't, you're like scared of the goodness, which is the goodness is just being straightforward and speaking your truth about how you're feeling, but almost like closing off your emotions. And it's almost like Saturn saying, yeah, you're definitely restricting your emotions. If you don't, and you get out of that, and you get crystal clear with how you're truly feeling, but say it from a place that isn't emotional, say it from a place that's just true, I think that flips the script, and you find that, you don't have to play the same old tune anymore that's keeping you kind of locked down. Like, you're about to break out. So it's a breakout moment, but you have to find the strength within yourself. You have to find the emotional courage. You have to find the emotional definition and release what isn't of that. All right, what do we got for the Astro? South Node, life's debts. Yeah, it's like a pretty karmic, energy here, where it's like you've been living out karma with a lot of, whether it's lovers or partners or people in your life right now that were just life debts, I want to say. And they were just kind of part of like South Node issues of what you needed to learn and what you needed to kind of like figure out to go into a new direction, to go into what's going to, light things up in a new way, in a better way, in a more emotionally fulfilling way. So, I think you can stay in your South Node all you want, but you don't, you're not going to evolve, into this next layer if you don't go into the new. And if you, don't have the strength and the courage to do that, you're not going to be able to define it. So Capricorns have to boss up and define their path and, literally be a boss again for the greatest connections and for what they want to move into, and not just stay in something that's comfortable, and not even comfortable emotionally, just comfortable for, I don't know, some story. Mars in Libra, detriment Mars in the 8th house though, so gets a bump in the 8th. Yeah, I just think if you're putting your energy into things that aren't fair right now, you're not going to get the desires that you're looking for, and you need to merge with equal opportunity people in life, and, find justice for the direction you're going by not staying in situations or relationships that aren't helping you get those desires met, or just, stagnant. It's almost like there has to be, an intense, rebirth energy within your relationships. This ended up being more of a relationship reading for Capricorns, but there is a lot of 7th house transits right now, and aspects too. So it goes, Capricorn. So it goes. I'm a Capricorn. It resonates. I'm single Capricorn for any of the ladies out there. Just kidding. Kind of. All right. Who else is in the chat? Yo, what up, Raven? Heidi. Yeah. Oh. Libra. All right, Libras. Libra. There you are. So talk about an emotional full moon. Libras have this in their 4th house. And a Capricorn 4th house at that. Everything's flipped, of course, for the Libras. Always. Libras, everybody thinks Libras are all like balanced. Like, Libras are always searching for balance in everything they do. This is finding a balance between the definition of the things that you want to accomplish in life by getting real serious about how you're feeling. Like, real serious about your feelings. You got to boss up for your feelings. And Libras, they are Venus, so I feel like for an air sign, Libras are more, I think, a little bit prone to their feels than some of the other air signs, but at the same time, like, this is where you're really, like, getting in there, and, like, I think you need to be true to that inner workings within yourself, and not dig yourself a hole emotionally with this full moon either. So, there's certain things that, are they emotionally gratifying? Do they light you up? You got to go in that direction if they are, and if they're not, like, you got to drop that story too, because it's not bringing you, it's not getting that foundation within you, nice and strong and defined with Capricorn, and like knowing how to how to make things happen from within. Use this deck for the Libras. The old Golden Tarot. Probably my favorite deck, although I like my Nero Blanco one too, but this was the first tarot deck I ever bought. And I do love it. So I'm giving it up to the Libras. All right, Libras. Justice reversed. The Hermit reversed. The Moon reversed. I told you Libras were not balanced. They're all upside down right now. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that you need to find justice for in life right now, but it's not outside of you. Like, this is justice within, truly how you're feeling. And with the Mars card getting the Moon reversed, there's so much intuition, and like, I think it's just that's a very intuitive, pull and identification. So you need to trust in your intuition, you need to trust in your feelings to move in a direction and define for yourself right now. That's what's going to flip things around and give you a sense of justice and give you a sense of balance. But you can't just like expect justice just out in the world right now. Like, this is kind of where like you got to find justice within yourself. And yes, you have Venus, your ruling planet, in the 10th, but it's opposing Pluto in your 4th. So it's like, you're never going to reach the top if you don't get that emotional foundation locked in, and this full moon's trying to help with that in a big way. And the Moon getting the Hermit reversed is like, there's part of you that does need to get out and shine your light, but you need to shine that light from your emotional truth, your emotional connection to yourself, and that's what's going to give you the justice right now. So if you're doing anything right now that doesn't make you feel sort of at home, or that doesn't make you feel like if you feel like the scales are completely tipped right now, this is a great opportunity to trust your intuition and level the scales out. But the scales that's coming through your intuitions, coming through your feelings, and not just like a mental aspect. And with Jupiter, making great aspects to this in your 6th house, like, the magic is in you getting out in reality and following the signs and changing the things in your life to find that. So there is a little bit of a cleanup. It's almost like a spiritual cleanup that's taking place in your reality that, you got to trust your intuition and clean those things up. We got the Strength card for Mercury. So, I think mentally you're just ready. Like, you have the strength, you understand, but like, you kind of have to shift the script inwardly and really trust your intuition. I think if you're really trusting your intuition right now, then not only that, but having like your mental, having that mental courage, like, you're going to be able to speak your truth. You're going to be able to communicate properly, but you just have to trust your gut. Trust that, there's certain aspects of reality that need to be spiritually tidied up, and you can't just keep going in a direction that isn't spiritually tidy, but you also can't just like sit at home. So there's this need to like find balance between, taking care of yourself, but also following your gut into whatever part of the world right now that you need to, shine your light and, express that message, because you have a powerful message, has to be communicated. And that's probably where the justice is like when you get out there and show that mental strength for the direction that you want to go and how you're going to define from, the depths of within you, and not just like not put it out there, get stuck in a hole. Venus with the 10 of Wands, I mean, it could definitely feel like there's some burdens in life that are maybe holding you back from finding this balance or this justification. And then maybe it's things that you need to let go of with your ruling planet in opposition to Pluto as we speak. I mean, it just came off the exact, but it's at 27 degrees Cancer in opposition to 26 degree Pluto in your 4th. Like, there's a lot of, I think just physical things or money-related things in the world and in your outer life, in your, when you leave the house, that are like holding you back from really speaking your truth. or really letting good energy in, or if it comes to relationships, like, are you holding on to something still that like is just a bunch of dead weight and isn't bringing you that emotional happiness? Like, that's not gonna tip your scales in your favor. So it's also the end of something. So I think you are ready to let go of that weight. It's just like, and I think you know it mentally too. So just like be truthful about what's keeping you out of your creativity, what's keeping you out of your intuition. Even though I don't even know if you're out of your intuition, I think you're just not like feeling confident enough to express it, when really that's what you should be doing, is just express it, speak it, be true. Any Libras right now that are just speaking their truth, they're owning it. Jupiter got the Judgment card. So it's like God's blazing the trumpet, literally, with Jupiter in your sixth house to tidy up your reality and to rise up into a new story of like a true emotional like empowerment. You know, don't not answer that call. Like, don't don't forward that one to voicemail, you know? So I think there's like a powerful call that it's almost like a judgment time, but it's an inner judgment. So maybe even with a Capricorn full moon in your fourth, this could be about like releasing an inner judgment of yourself so that you can justify your life, shine your light, follow the changes in your reality and in your intuition, and go in that direction and move, very intuitively through it, and then speak that truth and let go of things that aren't bringing you a sense of, abundance in life, so that you can move into what is abundant to you. The fourth house is very intimate. It's very intimate to, really your perception of reality. And I think you need to get, in touch with that. And that's where the judgment's showing up. And that's where the abundance is. So when you listen to that call, follow your intuition, follow what God's trying to show you in your day-to-day life, you're going to be able to shine that light. And Saturn gets the three of swords upright. So I don't know. I just think that like you can keep yourself bound to like heartbreak situations, or you can rise up to the call to move into better things and justify your life. So it's like, if you don't justify your life, you're just going to be stuck like sticking swords in your heart. And it's a mental aspect even with that. It's almost like not even like true. It's like you do it to yourself mentally. And at the same time, with Mercury getting that strength card, it's like maybe the strength to like stop beating yourself up or holding some sense of guilt that isn't yours, to rise up to your true inner strength, drop some weight, and shine your light. Pluto got the transformation card. Like, if you transform your inner world, and Pluto, it's in opposition to your ruling planet. Like, I mentioned that a few times, but that's a big deal. So this is a big, transformation that you're just going through within your own self-confidence, your own self-worth, and, your emotional value of yourself. And it's you getting, through the transformation, because the transformation, sure, it might be a hard one. It might seem like things are crumbling, but you come out of it like a caterpillar turns to a butterfly. Like, you're coming into a butterfly, and that's going to give you the justice in your life, and that's going to take you out of some mental heartbreak situations that you likely just, put yourself into. I'll be honest. So I think this is a big drop the weight moment and like boss up mentally, so that you can bring in really good things and you can really find balance in your life. And the ultimate empowerment of your soul is found within. And that's a lot of this full moon energy for you. Neptune, Sagittarius, second house. There's amazing creative visions that you can journey off and go find right now. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you're worth these things. You can't keep going into situations that leave you heartbroken, or even be scared of heartbreak, or, not do things because you're scared that like, oh, there'll be heartbreak. Like, no, if you have that value and that comfort and that love of self, and you know that like God's got your back on this one, then it doesn't matter what shows up. It was part of the journey. And I think that just being receptive to the journey and feeling guided through it and having the confidence and the strength to do that is going to flip things around and give you the justification you're looking for. And I truly believe that for the Libras right now. All right, I'm going to check the chat. See what's up with you guys. What's up, Reese? What up, Jolene? Beautiful view of the moon. Awesome. I was out under it for a little bit last night, and the night before. It was absolutely beautiful. I love that, what Raven said. Things are not falling apart, they're falling into place. That's a beautiful quote. What's up, David? All right. Stoked to have you guys in here with me. Let's see who's next. Oh, hold on. Yes, water. Good stuff, that water. This looks like Cancer. I just put it back in there. I almost did that earlier. Silly. All right, Cancer. What are we going to roll with? Happy birthday, Cancer. Happy birthday to Cancer. Happy birthday, little crabbies. Happy birthday. Don't pinch me like you always do. Happy birthday to you. The creator of these glasses is a Cancer. She just had her birthday on Tuesday. I haven't seen her chart, but the solstice was, of course, Sunday evening. So I think she's probably a 1 degree Cancer. But yeah, right there at the beginning. Alchemize, by the way, on Instagram. Alchem_EYES. Super cool local girl that I met, and she makes cool glasses. They're fun. All right, Cancer, you got the Wheel of Fortune, Justice reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed. So I think this is a powerful time to take a risk for Cancer right now. This is a full moon in your 7th house and Venus in your 1st house opposing Pluto in your 7th. I mean, Cancers have been through the ringer of a 7th house transit over the last 3 years, and this is almost like, I want to say that a lot of this, I didn't really talk about the astrology for Cancers. I just started singing and stuff, but like, this is really a lot about like that old story of how you define your relationships. Like, you've learned so much about connection right now. It's really time to boss up for like the right ones. So it's like, at this point, if the relationship is going to give you balance and harmony, this full moon is a major release of those old stories that you've been feeling about emotions, and really moving into the new ones with people that are going to match your level of nurturing everything that you desire. Like, don't just link up with people just to, at this point. So I think that's important. And with Jupiter and Neptune in your 9th, and Jupiter making such great aspects, like, I think it's very important too for, go on the adventure with the right people. Believe that you can go on the journey. Don't, stop yourself from, people, but, believe that the right people are out there that are going to bring a balance to your life. And, it might be the philosophy of, how you believe relationships should look that is changing and that's getting released so that you can come into like beautiful ones. So back to this, the Wheel of Fortune. You know, I think you're actually ready to like take a risk in a big way to spin the wheel for the right relationship, because you know what that is now, and it's like it's okay. Like, sure, you might hit bankruptcy spinning the wheel, but you know that's takes the fun out of the game. Like, it's a fun game. My sister actually was on Wheel of Fortune in 2002. How funny. The nodal flip of where we are right now. She's my half sister. I was in New Orleans. She won the show, by the way. So shout out to my sister. But it's like that. Like, you know, you got to take the risks, spin the wheel. If it comes down to relationships in life, like, you know what you want, but, you know, don't hold yourself back from things. Like, go into them, be open to them. But you also know what the jackpot is at this point too. So, like, you know, pay attention to that. And I don't know, there can be a sense of, you know, not feeling a sense of justice, or, you know, not feeling justified because of maybe the past, or how relationships have ended, or what's gone on over the past, or what's going on now. But I think, you know, if you're willing to take the risk, you're going to be willing to like justify what you want in life and the people that you want and the adventure that you want to go into. And like, you have to believe in the magic, or, you know, maybe you're always going to keep yourself on the wrong side of, you know, the magic, and keep the scales, you know, not in your favor. And I think the Queen of Swords reversed for this defining Mars card here is like, you have to, you know, again, there's almost a coldness to the Queen of Swords. Like, you have to be a little cold and just know exactly what you want at this point. Still try things out, still take a risk, but you know what you want. So, like, stop moving in a direction that you know you don't want. And if you're in a relationship that you don't want, like, there's plenty of other options out there. There's probably a jackpot. You're probably sitting on like $100 when $10,000 is one spin away. And that'll like completely re-justify your entire emotional state. Just saying. But it's like, you know, moving in the direction that you know is best for you, and not, you know, not being fearful of it. Like, even if it feels a little cold, like, it's your truth. Go in that direction. Four of Pentacles upright for the mind. I don't know. It's almost like you're holding on to some mental aspect of something. I mean, you know, that's the thing, is like, if you have something beautiful right now that's giving you great value, and it's exactly what all these past years have like brought and shown you in life, like, that is the thing, and you know what the thing is. And maybe, you know, you don't have to take as big of a risk. Maybe it's something smaller. But I think for some Cancers out there, it's like, you're kind of mentally stuck in like the belief of that old story of what a relationship should be. And now it's like, okay, don't hold on too tight to that. You've already seen that story play out. Like, you know, bring in the energy that, you know, is actually worth holding on to now. And like, I want to say Cancers have this figured out by now, but, you know, you never know. And you guys just had a crazy 12th house eclipse and Mercury retrograde in your 12th. So it's almost like there can be a confusion of what needs to be held on to or not because of some sort of subconscious trauma or fear, you know, maybe regarding relationships. So, you know, make sure that if whatever it is in life, you do understand what gives you the most value and what's going to be the best. Don't not take a risk if you're not getting the best. Because it's going to leave you feeling unjustified and feeling like you can't move in a direction that you ultimately know is better. Nine of Wands upright for the Venus card. It's almost like there's these boundaries. There's like boundaries with the Nine of Wands. Like, are you not, you know, setting clear boundaries when it comes to what's going to bring you either the goodness or the excitement in life? You know, I think that you can keep pushing forward for sure, but push forward in the direction that you really want. Don't just push forward for anything, especially if you're feeling beaten up. And if it is a relationship, you know, with the Venus card, like, don't let your boundaries get walked on right now. Like, that's not going to leave you in a place of feeling good, and it's your birthday season at that. So like, and Cancers are pretty savage too. Like, Cancers don't, some people think, oh, cancers, they cry and they're sensitive. And like, no, cancers will put their shell up and they'll pinch you really hard and they're not messing around. They have claws. So if you need to bring your claws out and set some boundaries and push forward with what's going to show you more abundance, I think that that's important too, because that might bring you more feel-good or receptive energy when it comes to maybe other people, or it could even be how you manifest and bring in things in your life. So if you're not getting the justice that you want, you're feeling out of balance, I think it's important that you set clear boundaries with what you do want so that you can move in the direction that's tipping the scales in your favor. Six of Cups reversed for Jupiter. That's the thing, is it's like there's this abundance in this newer journey, this new journey. It's not the old journey, it's the new one. And if you're just sitting around thinking about the past or what once was, then you're not taking the risk for, the new one, because, if you're not feeling emotionally justified right now, you can think about the past all you want, but the past is the past. It's done. It's over with. So the nostalgia of feel-good energy that once was is not where the abundance is. It's in making new stories, making new connections. And I love the Six of Cups because it brings good memories up and it brings feel-good, energy of, a lot of beauty and growth. And that's out there for you on a new journey. So, Five of Cups upright for Saturn. I mean, you can bind yourself to feeling let down or feeling beat up or in sorrow. It is the sorrow card. But you got to push the limits and do what makes you happy. But it's happy in a different story. It's happy, it's taking the risk to be happy. Not feeling stuck. But really, I think ultimately in a big way, Cancers are really releasing a sense of not feeling fully nurtured and taken care of in relationships and staying in things that are not, this is like the final straw, this full moon for relationships for Cancers. If it isn't right, if it isn't the best, if it isn't bringing you that fulfillment, you need to put the boundaries up. You need to get out of sorrow. The only way to do that is to boss up for the right relationships and the right people. Virgo, I analyze. Don't want to get stuck just analyzing. I think you need to pierce the veil into a new direction. You need to define the path with people that you want to be on. You need to find what's going to bring you some sense of balance and what's going to bring you a better story. And there's a purification that'll happen within your soul if you do that. But I think, that's a good card for this because I think, Virgo is where we become hyper aware of ourselves. And I think you're becoming hyper aware of exactly what you need in relationships and what you desire in relationships. And with Saturn, even Jupiter coming back into your 8th house, you're really learning the right people to merge with. This would be the straw that broke the camel's back because you're going to hyper analyze and focus on what you do want and how you do want to feel and the emotional connection that you need, and nothing else is going to be good enough, and you're ready to take the risk to move in that direction. Got the moon in Capricorn in your 7th house. Okay, really can't make that up. We have a moon in Capricorn in your 7th house. It's everything right now to have the emotional satisfaction of the direction and the things that you want to build with the people you want to build it with that are going to bring you a sense of balance, harmony, justification, love. It's so important. And I think, intuitively and mentally, you know. So take a risk. Don't keep putting yourself through the same old stories because once upon a time there was a feel-good moment that made you feel comfortable and secure. Whew, that was crazy. It's the first time I've ever rolled the dice and got exactly what the transit is for that sign. Kind of a trip. Kind of a trip. What is up with you guys? Heidi. Oh man. All right. Who do you think is gonna be who do you think is gonna be next? Who's next? Guess. I want to see intuitively who can get it right, just for fun. I forget how laggy it is because I keep it high. Aquarius, non-biased. Jolene. I would like to do Aquarius next. I hope it is. I didn't cheat, I promise. But someone won. Jolene got the aquas. This is a wild full moon for Aquarius because it's in your 12th. And I mean, Aquarius, like we was talking about how Cancer's had so much in the 7th over the past few years. And like Aquarius has gone through the craziest of 12th house transits with all the Capricorn we just had. So like, again, this is an interesting like spiritual cleanse of like releasing baggage that, you know, God doesn't want you to have anymore in your life and to not escape that truth. So it's definitely a big full moon energy for the aquas, and a lot of it comes down to the manifestations with the Pisces energy in your 2nd house and with Jupiter there. And it's like, I think God wants, if you like Aquarius, if they just like spiritually cleanse themselves and open up to their intuition and stop blocking themselves from subconscious fears, which I think they have gotten out of, but like really trusting in what's showing up, like this is a great manifestation new moon. It's almost like just releasing like a sense of like what the manifestations almost have to look like, but just trusting if they follow the signs that the most abundant magical manifestations are going to come. So definitely a tricky one, but this is like that final, like, I want to say this, like the final big 12th house, and even with Venus in your 6th and opposing Pluto in your 12th too, like, you know, that's lighting it up too. So it's kind of like the last big 12th house transit for Aquarius until Capricorn season in December, January. So it's a good time, Aquarius. I think that it can feel heavy or it can feel deep in, you know, your own subconscious right now, but like you're getting through some like subconscious trauma and like fear of this new you that's really taking place with your ruling planet Saturn, of course, there, and even square Uranus in your 4th. So yeah, there's Aquariuses are like souped up aliens right now. All right, Aquas. Pretty much this is like that last like major spiritual cleanse before Aquariuses are just like set free and like go be a true Aquarius. And then of course, especially in 2023, 2024 when Pluto comes in, then you're really going to see what Aquariuses came here to do. All right. Seven of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right. So there can definitely be a lot of things that, are at your disposal right now. So there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of choices. There's a lot of things that are going to, fill you up right now. But I think there's a certain, one, and there's a certain one that you want to move fast and go get, because that one's going to bring you the comfort and the security. And with the 12th house, you're not, you're kind of God's puppet in the 12th house. Like it's almost like the more you can just surrender to what God's trying to show you and stop trying to force your hand with so many things, there's a deep sense of the direction and the thing that you want right now. You feel it, you know it, don't doubt it. And I would say with the Wheel of Fortune coming out with the Mars, it's like, okay, seriously, don't doubt it. Take the risk. Like there's a risk with spinning the wheel. The wheel reversed is, it's the world. I'm sorry, I'm blind. It's the glasses. Yeah, the world. So, it is a lot about a cycle that is ending in that aspect. And like really being able to find the courage to move in the direction that God is taking you, and move in that one quick and define it and be fearless within yourself to go to the goodness, because I think that there are amazing options, and even Jupiter in your second can make it feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many things right now that I can have or manifest or create. But it's like, are they really going to make you happy? Are all those things the thing? Do you have the energy for all those things? So I think, this is a time where you need to narrow it down, because there's something amazing there if you do move in that direction quick. And then at the same time, like, even if it's something that maybe you weren't expecting, or the thing that you even haven't even been working on the longest, but it just shows up divinely, like that is where the abundance is. And there can also be like, maybe it's something too that you haven't finished with the World card reversed. Like that can kind of be unfinished business. So maybe there's a bunch of new things you're trying to create, when that thing that you maybe put to the back or put off, that you keep getting signs or hints to move into, that actually could be the golden ticket. But I think you're spread, in some way, shape, or form, you're spreading yourself thin, and that's slowing you down when you actually want to move fast. But you can move fast, but you have to move fast in like God's will. Like, where's God showing you where to move fast? I think if you just move in any direction, or flex your free will, I don't know, maybe it'll be the thing, maybe not. Yeah, the 7, see, that's the thing too. So it won't, like, it wouldn't be like the 7 of Swords with the Mercury card. You're lying to yourself if you're forcing your free will right now. Like, it could be something you've already started. It could be something you put off to the back burner, and you're like, no, that's not it. And you're like tricking yourself into that story when everything keeps pointing in that direction. So don't be shady and trick yourself right now into going into things that, or stealing things from other places because you think you want it, when the thing that you ultimately need is likely right in front of your face, that's ready to be acted upon. And that's going to help you finish up this last sort of cycle, and I think it's also going to help you move into the new one. So it's like both, but I think you need to be honest about that, and really trust where the truth is. So interesting getting that card. And then the 6 of Cups again for the Venus card. So that's kind of like bringing up old, past, feel good connections, or feel good things that, great memories of the past. But, that kind of leads me to believe that when I said it was something that you already worked on, it's not. It's like you're keeping yourself in an old story by focusing on too many of the old situations. And, the real abundance actually lies in making more new stories, kind of like the Cancer reading that came out with that. But, like, that's the direction you want to go. A little confusing. And you know what? 12th house transits are confusing. They really are. because you have to just surrender to what's showing up. So I think that, whether it's people in your life right now and whether it's relationships, you do have Mars in your 7th house. Venus is coming into your 7th house on Saturday evening, late Saturday evening. So it's definitely, maybe time to move into a new, relationship when it comes to people. Make new memories, make new connections that match where you're going right now. But I also think even if it's just like, even if it does have to do with, other things or jobs or money right now, it's like, stop lying to yourself that like that thing was the thing that makes you happy when it likely did. But now it's just one thing that you're paying attention to that doesn't light up your world. And, that's not gonna bring you the new memories, I think, that are gonna be more abundant. Speaking of abundance, Jupiter, the Three of Wands reversed. I don't think you have to look too. That's the thing, is I think this is like right in front of your face. Like the great gift right now to focus on is like literally right in front of your face. And that's where like all the creativity is at. And I don't think you need to go on some quest or look out too far to find it. You just have to understand where God is pointing you in the direction of, and not like lie to yourself that that's not the direction when it's likely so clear that that's where new amazing memories are going to show up. And that's where the adventure is. The adventure is like close to home. The creativity is close to home. You ready? Ready to pay attention to that thing and narrow things down? So, yeah, I mean, in a card that wants to go explore and expand and seek, that seeking is right there for the taking. The Lover's card reversed for Saturn. Well, if it is relationship related, then I would say you're getting very clear, like crystal clear on the right ones that are going to, be the one. So it's not like so many options or so many like, well, maybe I'm into this, maybe I'm into that. Like, no. I think, it's much more just it, But again, I think but there's this trickster in your mind that's keeping you from focusing on the thing that's going to make you feel the best and light up your heart. So I think there's definitely a clear boundary that needs to get brought up, like with what you love. Are you doing what you love, or are you just focusing on a bunch of things that you think you have to focus on? I think the new beautiful nostalgia that's trying to come into your life is being ready to move into the new story. And even the Mars getting the world reversed, it's almost like you don't want to move into the new story. You're just focused on a bunch of old things from the past, or old lovers, or old things that maybe you used to love. Even getting the Six of Cups reversed for Venus. Like, if you don't love things anymore, it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to like feeling like you love new things now and moving in that direction. So I think this is an interesting read for Aquarius. See how it finishes up. Sag. I see. Yeah, I think you need to see very clearly that what you want, that what's going to light your heart up and bring you the amazing gifts is actually what you do see that's right in front of you, and to stop focusing on the things or looking so far out or looking for things that don't even make sense, or that you're tricking yourself into thinking you like, when really you need to be true to exactly what you like right now, exactly what you want to connect to, what makes the most sense to you, and believe in that and trust in that. And that's going to show you where the next journey, where it goes, and where the next cycle is, and you don't want to be afraid to go into the new cycle or just trust in that ultimate divine truth. So I think also, Sag is the arrow, and it's like you got the 7 of Cups up there. Like there's one direction that you need to aim in right now. And it's the one that lights up your heart the most. It's the one that lets you feel the most creative. It's the relationships that do the same thing. And it's the one that God's pointing you in the direction of, most importantly. Venus, Libra, 6th house. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with relationships and the people you're connecting with that are trying to help you find some sense of balance. Like, don't get lost in, a bunch of the old love stories or whatever they were from the past. Like, it's about new, exciting love that's going to change your world, that's going to change your reality. And I think God's trying to purify this, like, last bit of purification so that you can have the reality you want. And it is even a 6th house transit for you. So you have to get serious, I think, when it comes to the reality you want and how you're going to balance that out and who you're going to balance it out with, and, really like hyper focus on that one thing. So instead of being spread out so thin, or maybe lying to yourself that it's more things than just one, I think you know where that one thing is and what you want. Make the changes to have that. I think you deserve it after all the 12th house you've been through. It's just like a matter of subconsciously and spiritually within yourself realizing it and moving in that direction. Yeah. So much love, guys. I'm glad that resonated. That was an interesting channel for that reading. That one was, I don't know. I just said like a couple things, and it was like what hit, and then I almost like questioned it, just being honest. So glad that it resonated. Aquas are about to change the world. I'm just gonna say that like right here, right now. So that's why you got to make room for the new memories and like stop focusing on all these old things and get down to where God's taking you. Because it's for real. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Well, you just had a lunar eclipse in your 8th, and here you are with this full moon in Capricorn in your 3rd. So there's definitely been a lot of like transformative energy, or really a lot of energy I think Scorpio is most comfortable with. So it's like, getting down to the nitty gritty. This full moon is definitely related to that story that you tell yourself and your ultimate truth, and being able to express yourself and express how you're deeply feeling. So there's certain things that you found within yourself recently, and you need to be completely honest and get those things off your chest about how you're truly deeply feeling. Definitely important. And with the energy with Jupiter and Neptune in your 5th house, like what your heart feels and what your heart wants right now is the abundance. So you have to communicate straight from the heart. And that is the greatest spiritual gift that could come in right now, is if you're true to your heart and you're expressing that, not holding back, and defining from that true depth of your ultimate depth, because Scorpio is deep. And, grab that intensity and express that, that deep, intense truth. Can't shy away from your truth. Can't shy away from your expression any longer. It's not going to happen. So Scorpios are going to be getting some stuff off their chest. The Magician reversed. King of Cups. Six of Cups reversed again. We're all living some old memories, it seems like, these days. All right. So I think that a lot of the transformation that Scorpio is going through right now is getting back in touch with their true magician within themselves, getting deeply connected with what their soul wants and how they're going to bring that to life and manifest that. But you have to realize your manifestation, and you can't manifest if you don't speak. That vibration that comes out of your mouth is the most important thing, and that's why Taurus rules your throat chakra, because if you want to bring things to life, if you want to make them happen, you have to speak them. So there's something about like your magic right now is deeply connected to your message and deeply connected to how you express yourself and communicate exactly how you're feeling and exactly what you do want and exactly what your heart wants. That's everything. And if you can do that, you're going to find the magic. If you cannot right now and you just keep biting your tongue because you don't want to share your true emotions, no magic. No wild, amazing love, magic with Jupiter and Neptune in your fifth house. King of Cups, though, I think you feel like I think you feel good. Like, I want to say that, for Scorpios, that was an empowering eclipse because it got you back in touch with how you're truly feeling. So I think there's this really, powerful sense of direction within you right now that you're feeling into. So it's just a matter of like speaking that. And that's where the magic will come out. And the Six of Cups with your Mars here is like, seriously, move into the new stories. Don't stay in the old stories any longer. Like, again, it was death and rebirth with that solar eclipse. And that eclipse cycle is still going until the new moon, technically. This is like kind of this last little peek out. But you need to create new stories of the magic that you want to see by not holding back that truth, speaking up for the things that maybe don't even bring you a sense of happiness. I think that can be a big part of this too. But I think you're ready to do it internally with the moon getting the King of Cups. So it's like you're ready to flip the script and be that magician. Three of Cups, upright for the Mercury. So a lot of emotional energy in this, and I think, maybe it's, it really comes down to the people in your life that you need to have these deep conversations with and speak your truth. I think, even with the eighth house, that comes down to, the true merger. Like, sure, relationships can get formed in the seventh, but they get like locked down in the eighth. So there's something to say too that when it comes to like what you're truly intimately connected with in life, or the true intimate connections that you do want, or your true deep feelings, like you really want to express that to the people in your life. So it's likely people are tricking you out of your magic right now, or there's people that are trying to bring you into your magic, and you got to let them in and like not just have boundaries up for everybody, but like let the ones in that want to, merge and help, you gain power if you're feeling left out of the power. So it's interesting. I think that you need to have some talks with people and like really lay your emotions on the table. And it is that speaking that's going to bring things, to the next level of where they need to go. It's very important. Even with the third house, where this full moon is, I mean, that's where you've had a ton of transits over the past 3 years. So, I mean, this is like that last straw. Like, Scorpios aren't just going to bite their tongue anymore. Like, you're going to lay it out on the table, as you should. And I know Scorpios they'll lay it out on the table. They're intense, but this is it. Like, I don't think anything's, getting left in at this point. Four of Pentacles. I think you want to have that, like, amazing thing and hold on to it. But if the amazing thing that you think you have now isn't paying off or showing you all that magic within yourself, are you holding on too tightly? Or if it's a relationship, I would say make sure that it is that ultimate in life. Or again, is it taking you out of your magic? Because a lot of this comes back to, do you feel like you can create in this life or not? Or do you feel like you can create right now or not? So whether you have exactly what you want or not, I think it's very important, again, to use your voice and to express, if you're not getting the ultimate, that you need to express to get it, but also if you don't have it, or if you have it even, like, are you holding on too tight even? So there's a little bit of back and forth, but I think really that Venus is like, you deserve the best right now when it comes to people. And the only way to do that is to be honest and speak your truth and lay the emotions out there. Two of Cups reversed. Yeah, this is definitely coming into, it's kind of showing out as a relationship reading. So Scorpios need to make sure that they're in that soulmate energy. There's soulmate abundance out there, but there's also, other people that, or other partners or relationships that maybe you're currently in that are taking you out of that magic. And again, Jupiter and Venus are in your love house in the 5th, making great aspects to your 3rd right now. So, I think this is just an amazing time where you're finding that deep soulmate connection, that abundance of emotional connection, or you're not. And then if you're not, it's hard because that Magician reverse is almost saying you're not in your magic at the moment, but you're ready to be with the King of Cups. I don't know. Are you holding on to a relationship that isn't that true, authentic soulmate connection that you're looking for? Maybe even it's physical things in your environment right now. But whatever it is, if you just be true and honest with how you're feeling about it and lay it out there, you're either going to get the connection you're looking for or have the connection you're looking for with the person that you want to have it with. But not if you're going to hold like some old story, or it could even be resentment, I think, with the 6 of Cups, like almost like not even looking for like the past, like amazing stories, but like thinking about negative stories. So almost feel like Scorpios are in some sense of resentment right now that's keeping them from the magic because they're not laying it out on the table. 5 of Cups reversed. Yeah, it's definitely time to move out of sorrow. Like Saturn saying, boss up, speak your truth, lay it out there. Literally lay it out there on the table. I don't know how much more I need. I don't know how much more I need to say. I feel like that's pretty much summed up. Like, I think that if you push and express yourself right now, that's everything. And it really comes back to your deepest desires and truth, and using your throat chakra to get either the connections you want or the things that you want that are close to you in your environment right now, so that you can move into the beautiful stories of this new chapter that you're meant to. That you're literally ready for with the King of Cups. Like, I think you feel good right now, Scorpio. That's the thing too, is I almost feel like Scorpios feel good even though they're like thinking about other people with the 3 of Cups. Sorry, I hate to say it, but 2 of Cups reversed and a 3 of Cups, like, and deep down they're like, I'm super happy. Are you? You definitely might be. Venus, 10th house, Capricorn. Yeah, there's a seriousness about relationships right now, and if they're meant for the long term and the long haul, and if they're part of the destiny or not. So I don't think, that's the thing, is we're trying to find your magic right now. And I don't, it's almost like if you're not willing to lay it on the table and speak your true emotion and put it out there, then you're not going to define the legacy with the soulmate or the partners or the people that you're meant to be with right now, because, well, you're too afraid to speak and manifest. And, have that stable, long-term relationship that's going to show up and be there and be in power with you forever. And ever and ever and ever. I have a friend with Venus in Capricorn in the 10th house, and Out of all my friends, he's been in a relationship the longest, actually. So, and he's a Scorpio. Go figure. All right, who's next? Leo. We're hitting the fixed signs one after another right now. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. All right, Leo. What deck do we want to use for you? We'll go with this one. Should we take a music break? I want to share this band because I just saw them when I went to Don't Trip, Kaipora, and they're dope. So anyways, real quick, I'm going to get a sip of water. I'm going to let this play for a minute. Check the chat. They were really cool live. All right, Leo. It's time. It's time. Seven of Swords reversed. Ten of Swords reversed. Two of Wands upright. Okay. I didn't go into your astrology, but I will go into the astrology now. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's a full moon in your 6th, and it's changing the way you feel about your daily life. And I think that there's a lot of really amazing things out there that are trying to come in. And you have Jupiter and Neptune in your 8th, making, well, Neptune's going retrograde on Friday, and Jupiter's making great aspects to this. And of course, Sun in your 12th. Venus in your 12th, opposing Pluto. It's just like, these are just big changes in your reality that, you know, they have to match your, I think, your dreams and your visions too. So it's like you have big dreams, big visions. Are you ready? You know, are you ready to change your reality for those dreams and visions? I think that's super important. And with your 8th house stuff, like it matters who's there. It matters who's going to be there with you and who's going to, you know, be on the team. And, you know, or do they meet your passionate desires of where you want to go to and the reality that you want to create? So, you know, it's a full moon of realizing that, like, the way reality was before, you know, maybe it likely wasn't perfect. That doesn't really exist, right? So, like, how can you tidy it up spiritually with the 12th house stuff to really, like, cleanse it and purify to go in the direction that you really want to build in, that's going to bring you the reality that you do really want? So this is like a release of getting out of whatever routines in life or, you know, mundane aspects of life, to be honest, and like hyper focusing on what's going to be more pure within your own soul and what the deeper passions are and who's going to go on that ride and be a part of that reality with you. So it's a big one. And with the eclipse that just happened in your 11th, you know, the ultimate connections too, like kind of have to like really figure out who you want to merge with and the people you want to connect to, and if they want to build the reality that you want to build, because you have amazing visions and God's trying to point you in a direction right now, and you can't just build a great reality with everybody. I mean, that'd be great, but right now you got to pick the ones that want to build one with you. That's important. All right. Seven of Swords reversed. You know, I think you're actually seeing clearly with the Seven of Swords reversed. Like, it's kind of like an aha moment of understanding the reality that you want and being like, oh, I get it. I was telling myself this story or feeling into this story that, I get it. It wasn't, really spiritually aligned with the places I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to, create and work on in life right now. And Ten of Swords reversed is definitely like you're done digging yourself in that hole. Like, you're definitely ready to get up. There's no more room in the back. It's over. Like, so, you can try and go back emotionally and like rehash things, but I think it's clear that you know what you want to connect to. It's actually more clear, spiritually than you might even realize that you're going in a new direction. And I think that Two of Wands is perfect for the Mars card because, you literally have this reality in your hand here, and it's like you get to define it by your own spirituality, by your own connection, by what you want to build, and you get to do that now. And, really express your creativity in the direction that you want to express it into. You don't have to I don't think you have to justify how you want to create your reality right now, or, get lost in old feelings that were digging you in a hole. Like, you're coming out of that because things are much more clear. So I think it's a hyper-analyzation of emotions that are actually showing you that there's a lot of abundance that you can create right now if you're willing to follow where God's taking you. And, it's almost like holding the crystal ball too. It's like God's speaking to you through the crystal ball, giving you a ton of signs in your reality of what you can purify to have a better one. Listen, go there. Hermit reversed or Hermit upright for Mercury. So it's interesting getting the Seven of Swords and then the Hermit card, because it's almost like I think you're done lying to yourself or telling yourself that, you want to go back into old stories. But at the same time, it's almost like coming back in and rehashing things within your own mind. So it's like rethinking things to really shine your wisdom and express your wisdom, and I think express all the things that you do want to create in this world that are more aligned with you in this time and in this space right now. So I want to say, it's likely that you have gone mentally into a place where you've gone deep within yourself and you're ready to express your truth and share that wisdom with the world, because you're done lying to yourself, you're done digging yourself a hole, and you're ready to, go share that and, share the creativity with others as well. Queen of Cups for the Venus card. Yeah, this is I like this reading a lot, actually, because I think that you're really in a good place right now to change your reality, but you have to feel into the one you want, because those feelings are your intuition. They're connected to what God's trying to tell you. So there's so much you can create and so much you can shine on and express, especially if you're feeling into the right relationships. And even with Saturn in your 7th in Aquarius and Jupiter coming back into your 7th in retrograde and Saturn retrograde, there's definitely relationship stuff going on in your life. And I think that you're at a place where if you're spiritually cleansing your reality, you're going to be able to find the right balance of the right people that want to build and create with you. And, you just have to be honest with your expression, which I think you're absolutely ready to be. I'm not trying to call you a liar, but this is more within yourself. And the Queen of Cups here is solid because you're ready to express exactly how you're feeling and use that to nurture yourself and find that, amazing connection and self-worth with you and the people that you want to define with. So, and that you really want to get intimate and passionate with. And that comes down to your 8th house too. So, pretty solid. A lot of sword energy. 4 of swords reversed. Well, I would say the abundance is like, you don't have to like go to the other side, or like, you don't have to go, the grass isn't like greener on the other side per se. It's just like, it's more internalized. It's more like you need to tidy up the reality that you have. You can't just leave a big mess in your life and like go somewhere else. Like, I think that it's about focusing on what's going on right now in your life and not just escaping to another place. With, a 12th house sun and Venus there, which Venus is almost in your sign, which is going to be nice for you. You're going to have Mars and Venus in your 1st house. So I think that, Leos are going to be feeling like that's some super love energy right there. And you already are the sign of love. So, I think this comes back to like the abundance is, focusing on where you're at right now, not just leaving a mess, but like really spiritually cleansing your reality by what feels true to you emotionally, what your intuition's guiding you to with the right connections, and not digging yourself in a hole and not thinking that you can get out of the hole by just leaving the hole a mess and escaping it. So it's almost like, I don't want to say getting comfortable in the hole, because that's not the case either, but it's like getting comfortable with what you're being shown in your life and creating from the spot that you're at to make that the ultimate reality. So it's not like getting a whole new reality, it's making the one that you have amazing and what you likely have already been working on. 8 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. So I think that, it is really based around something that you've been working on. And like to keep working, to keep hustling, to keep building, and like don't bring your, don't get down if like you haven't seen like the ultimate payout of it yet. It's like, it's just going through a spiritual cleanse, and it's like that insight of that direction that you're going to move into, and like that God's taking you in is actually going to show you that there is a great reward at the end, and you're going to be a true master of the things that you want and the reality that you want. Just don't, because I think you're coming out of a sense of like telling yourself a story that wasn't the story that was meant to be. Ultimately, I think a big light's going to shine, and you're going to actually, really accomplish the things that you want. But it's not by, just starting something new. I think it's like kind of fixing the things in your life that you've been working on. Saturn, the truth. Yeah, I think the truth is here for you. Like, I don't think necessarily that you haven't been in it. I'm not trying to say that, but I think that this is like karmically, you're ready to step up and be the master of your reality, and that is your truth. And you have a great light to shine and a great message to give and a great job to do here for the people. So I think that this is a karmic truth that's showing up in your life, that don't escape your truth. Don't escape the things that are going to change your reality for the best right now. Like, put the work in. That's another thing about this, of course, Capricorn full moon for everybody. Like, you got to put the work in. If you want the goodness, if you want the gold, if you want the trophy, Capricorn doesn't give participation trophies. Capricorn, I know that's a sensitive thing to say, but in these times, but like, Capricorn gives the trophy to the ones that work the hardest. So I think this is the truth of you putting in that work to change your reality and to make it spiritually pure for what's going to feel the best for you. And I think that's actually pretty positive. Uranus, Gemini, 2nd house. Yeah, you know what? It is you expressing your extreme truth. Like really communicating your authentic individual values to build the life that you want, to manifest the life that you want. And I think that it is a time of change, and it's a radical time of change for you, but it's radical in like the best of the ways for you to like get the things that you want. So I think that, it's trying to go higher. You definitely want to be in your truth, and the more you're in your truth and the more that you're, trying to go higher and build further for yourself right now. Like, super important. And I think that you have a lot to share too. So don't hold back from expression, because the Hermit in your Mercury placement really tells me that you have a great wisdom to share. So you gotta bring that to life, and that wisdom's in your authenticity of exactly who you are and the reality that you want to build, because you're getting all the signs of what needs to change and be purified so that you can build that. All right. Sagittarius. I'm gonna use this deck for the Saggies. All right, Sagittarius. Full moon in your second. That's great for manifestation. That's great for building the life that you want, for getting in touch with yourself and what makes you feel good, and having the best of the best in life. So a lot of this is a big release of like getting out of mental, or not mental, but emotional blockage of the things that you can have and build and create in this life, and realizing that you really are worth the best. And if you can shift any belief in life that is taking you out of your that you deserve the best, that is great energy right now for you. And with Jupiter in your 4th house, like, it really is about you feeling into your magic deep within yourself. And the more you can feel into what you want, the more you can bring it to life. But if you don't believe in yourself, it won't. And this full moon's trying to teach you how to release anything that keeps you from believing in yourself, that you can't have the best, because you can. All right, Saggy. Ace of Cups reversed. Page of Wands reversed. 2 of Wands reversed. All right, starting out a little upside down here, Sag. Again, it comes back to your emotions with that Ace of Wands reversed. If you're not filling up your cup by yourself and like really feeling into like that you're the shit and that you can have amazing things come in, you're just dumping out your energy. You're just dumping out your emotion, your goodness and your manifestation abilities on the floor right now with that Ace of Cups reversed. So I think that there's amazing things trying to find you right now, but you have to shift how you believe within yourself to get those things. If you believe in yourself 100% right now, you can make things happen. Like, this is a big check on that. And, with relationships too, you have the North Node in your 7th house. Yeah, in your 7th house of Gemini. And you just had eclipses in your 7th house. I mean, this is one of the biggest relationship times for Sagittarius as ever. So, this is also about like not just staying in something that's not fulfilling you when it comes to a relationship also. So you have to be ready to go into the greatness that you can have in this life, and you have to believe that you can have it and be willing to turn the situations or turn things up the right way in life and not feel like you can't for whatever reason. Like, literally, if you feel like you can't do something, that's a story that you tell yourself that keeps you from doing it and having it. And the Page of Swords reversed is like, you're not curious enough to feel into the direction. Like, I think you're like feeling like a little mentally and emotionally like unsure and like lost, like almost like a little kid. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to do the things that would make me feel amazing and give me the abundance I want because I'm just unsure. Don't be unsure of yourself right now. This is one of the best times for you to be the most sure of yourself you've ever been. So I want to say, Sag, like if you can get out of feeling a sense of confusion regarding your emotions, it's going to give you the excitement and the curiosity that's going to show you the direction that's going to give you the most full cup that you could ever have. And the Two of Wands reversed for the Mars card is like you're not ready to make a big decision that's going to be more creative, that's going to be more expansive in your life. Like you're not willing to like look into that crystal ball and, you know, say that you do have the whole world in your hands and that you can make things happen for yourself. So you got to, you know, this is a big perspective shift for Sagittarius because not only are you getting down to like what you know, this inner story within yourself of how you can bring things to life and manifest, but it's about the people too, and it's about relationships. And it's like, you have to make sure that the relationships match up with the best in life. Otherwise, you're going to feel confused and lost and unsure of the direction that you're meant to forge right now. So I think people are greatly connected to this story for you, because I think you're defining a lot of your reality based on the people you're with and the people you're in relationships with or friends with or partners or business partners with. So, you know, make sure that they want to, you know, go on a creative and abundant journey in space with you. Because there's a lot of magic there. But you have to remember to check in with yourself too. Like that magic is inside how you feel right now. So you're not confused unless you're not checking in with the deeper side of your emotional truth and your foundation within yourself. Five of Cups reversed for Mercury. Gosh, that's like the least abundant card there is. Again, I just think this is the full moon where you get out of all this reversal shit. You get out of all this confusion around what's going to bring you the greatest love, the greatest feelings, and this sort of like big choice of what, you know, path you want to go on. And it's, you know, taking you out of a feeling of feeling like you just can't have greatness in life, or you're not worth it, or you're just meant to be on the streets and alone. Like that's not the case at all. You know, if you feel that way, I just encourage you to completely shift your perspective on life and realize that you can have all the abundance and amazing things you want. It's literally up to you to believe it within your mind and within making those changes in your reality to make things more exciting and to make things more exciting with the people you're around. Like, there's a lot of things that want to, you know, show up in your life, but if you're not going to believe it for yourself, then I don't know. Venus gets the three of swords. You can't stay in relationships that are beating you up, breaking your heart, putting you in mental confusion, not letting you define a path, and not letting you start a journey of emotional fulfillment. This is literally the opposite of that. You are finding the right relationships. So there's Sages out there that have probably been through a lot of this already, and I think that this is the final straw. Like, no more belief that you can't manifest the best or that you can't have the best. That's done. And if you can bring that into your energy right now, there's not going to be heartbreak like there was. That's an illusion, because you're going to have your emotional foundation so locked up and your confidence is going to be so high that you're only going to attract people that want to see you succeed and fill your cup and make big moves and create amazing things. Knight of Pentacles upright. There we go. See what I'm saying? Jupiter in the Abundant card is saying that if you have that courage, you can create and have the things that you want, and you can rush in and save the day. But only you can rush in and save the day if you believe in yourself. And if you know that you can have great things. And it takes courage to do that. So the abundance is literally flipping all these cards up and having the courage to create what you want. To feel into that and have your self-worth locked down, locked and loaded. Queen of Cups, Saturn. it's that emotional bossing up for what you truly feel within yourself right now. That's where the magic's at. That's where the goodness is at. And, laying down the law. Laying down the law and saying, I want to have all the nurturing, all the feel-good energy, all the goodness. I don't care what it is. I'm only going to pay attention to the energy that wants to bring that into my life. And I'm only going to create that energy in my life because I know that I'm worth it. Tenth house, the world. This is going to change your whole world. I'm not kidding. You believing in yourself 100% and owning that and linking up with the right connections in life, you're going to change everything. And you're going to merge even with, this Cancer energy in your 8th house and your 6th house. No, it's your 8th house. Sorry. Maybe it's getting late. It's not even that late. But again, this is you really getting serious about what your true desires are so that you can reach higher things, so that you can have the great things in life. And I think this is the moment where Sagittarius, they turn these things around, if they haven't already. Because you're holding yourself back from the mission and the great things by not believing in yourself, not believing that you can manifest great things, not believing that you're worth all the amazing abundance that's out there for you. What's the dice say? It's like it's your destiny here with the 10th house to believe in yourself and what you can create. Uranus, Virgo, 7th house. Yeah, you need to purify your relationships that are truly unique and authentic, that match your frequency, that match your vibe, that want to build something amazing with you, and that are going to purify your world and stop, bringing you some sense of like guilt or heartbreak. And it might be some radical change that, you have to make within relationships to get you there. But you're in a time right now where whether it's radical change to your relationships or not, you're probably finding the ones that are most divinely aligned and connected. I believe in you, Sag. 100%. Just so you know. Thanks for staying up late with me, Heidi. Jolene's like, it's only 8:30. How funny. Yeah, Hawaii, from beautiful Hawaii. Okay, how many do we have in here? I think we have 3 left, so we're doing pretty good. Virgo. The virgins of the Zodiac. The pure ones. Use the Botticelli for the Virgos. Some Italian Renaissance art to clean up this. Gosh, get some beauty in here to clean some things up. All right, Virgos. Well, it's a full moon in your 5th house, so this is your love house. So this is definitely a time where if you're cleaning up anything, make sure that it excites your heart and your creative abilities and lights you up from within and shows you love, like, I think a lot of it too is like really getting serious when it comes to how you feel about things that light you up. Do you just do things to do things, or do you do things because they're emotionally soothing and amazing and, let you be authentically yourself from the heart? So this could definitely, have to do with love and romantic stuff, but like kind of like letting go and, being free to just live from your heart and not just, maybe be overly critical of things within your mind, but to, really check in with how you feel and what's going on in that heart space. And with Jupiter and Neptune in your 7th, a lot of it does come back to the relationships and the aspects to Jupiter in your 7th. So yeah, I mean, I think you got to check in with the people you're around and like, do they really light your heart up? It's important to partnerships, Why connect to energy that's not lighting up your heart? And, seriously, it wouldn't make sense to do so. And you have the sun in your 11th house too. So I think there's a lot about the connections in life right now. And Venus is there and it's opposing Pluto in your 5th house. And you've had a long Pluto in your 5th. So, the way you feel and the way your heart gets excited is going through a major reboot and showing you the right energy to merge and connect with. And, what you really want in society, or what you really want from a relationship, or how that links with your groups of people in your life. So yeah, this is a big one. This is a big check-in with your heart, because, getting into your heart and defining how you feel and having the courage to really express 100% and shine that light of how you're feeling is everything. So you got to, feel into that. What is that? The 5 of Swords reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the King of Cups reversed. I know you guys love how many reversals I pull. It just happens that way. Well, Virgo, I think you're getting out of things too that, give you some sense of like conflict or some sense of like fighting. Maybe it's in your own mind of what you love or not. I think this is getting, you're getting to the bottom of whatever those those mental confrontations are, whether they're verbal with, lovers and relationships in your life, or they're within yourself. Like, you're getting much more clear, and I think the fight is coming to an end when it comes to matters of the heart. And even with the Queen of Pentacles as the Moon card here and how you're feeling, once you get right and you do express your heart 100%, and you do express that, not even just communicate it, but just full on like self-expression of your heart and, that emotion that's connected to it, I think you're going to find a sense of stability that you're looking for. But, right now, I think that you're in this place where you have to really, focus on that release so that you can get the things that you want and have the things that you want. Like, if you have a bunch of things, but they don't light up your heart, what's the point of the things? It's a good question. And then the King of Cups reversed for the Mars is another, interesting aspect where you have to define what you want by how you feel about it. Does it light you up from within? Does it bring you love? Does it bring you creativity? Does it let you express your feelings properly? Are you taking action to fully express your feelings? I mean, you have to really get down to business with what you love right now. So, jeez. And I think that, Virgo's in a powerful place right now with the eclipse that just happened in your 10th house and the North Node in your 10th. I mean, if you are ready to express from your heart 100%, like, you're going to reach the highest of highs right now. Like, you're meant to reach the top, but you can't reach the top if you don't have your inner foundation locked down of the way that you want to define right now. And if your heart isn't in it, is it really worth reaching the top if you don't even enjoy it? So I think you need to find out what you really enjoy and step into that and move in that direction and not not play games with yourself about just doing things to do things, or not just trying to create some status based on what isn't lighting you up. King of Pentacles reversed. Damn. It's a lot of suits, a lot of court cards, all reversed. Again, you're in a time of defining your legacy and creating that path. And do you understand that it has to be linked with your heart and your feelings and your deep inner truth? If you don't, you might miss an opportunity when I think Virgos can reach the highest of highs right now. But you have to understand that. Like, you have to step into that place and go out and make it happen. So if you don't really, believe in yourself, and if you don't really, believe that you can create from your heart right now, I think that whatever, this highest of the high, or whatever these goals are, they're going to leave you feeling a little empty, and even mentally confused, because you'll be empty and you'll be like, why am I empty? I got all the things that I thought I wanted, but well, your heart wasn't in it. You just did it because you thought you had to, or you thought that society needed you to do that. Five of Cups. Upright for Venus. Whew. Virgo. Jeez. It's almost like it's almost like Virgos are too picky right now to see the amazing things that they can accomplish by doing what their heart desires and doing what feels divinely connected, but they're just doing things that leave them feeling empty, or relationships that are leaving you feeling empty. And there's literally magic in your relationships right now. If relationships aren't showing you the magic with Jupiter and Venus, Jupiter and Neptune in your 7th, and the aspects Jupiter's making to this full moon, I don't know what else to say. You can accomplish a bunch of things, and people reach the top in life doing things they don't like all the time, but it doesn't make them happy. A lot of those people end up being some of the saddest people on this planet. And Virgo, you're not meant to be that person. Eight of Swords reversed is the Jupiter card. So, the moment that you're ready to unbind yourself and get out of some entrapment that you've put yourself in mentally, or a belief that you had to entrap yourself in, whatever. Maybe honestly, I feel like it's a career for Virgo right now. They're in a career or a relationship that they're just in for whatever reason. Maybe it was because maybe in the past, they thought it was the thing, but enough signs have showed up over time that it's not lighting the heart up anymore, and it's not the best, and it's just doing it to do it, and you feel trapped, and the abundance is breaking out of that trap that's leaving you feeling super empty right now. And the Knight of Wands reversed for Saturn. I don't know. It's I feel like it's a sense of karma. You feel like you just have to do things to do things. You just have to do things for whatever reason that don't light you up, that don't let you be in your pure sense of who you are. And it's those are the things that are entrapping you. And if you're ready to grab your creative torch and grab that courage and push the line for what you truly feel like you want and need to light up your heart, that's where your destiny wants to take you right now. You have to be willing to push the boundaries for what your heart wants. Nobody can do that for you. So you have to fully express yourself in the most authentic of ways. And hopefully you do that. And hopefully, you stop just doing things to do them that don't even make you feel whole. So first house, the body. Yeah, I think this is definitely coming into like not only what feels right to your body, but I think, when you look at the first house, like this is you pioneering a new way forward. This is you taking on the identity you want to take on and pushing in the direction that's going to, be the ultimate for you. It's going to leave the ultimate legacy, and you might have to pioneer a new way forward. You might have to break into what sets you free and sets your heart free here. And, instinctively, I think your body knows exactly what that is. And, if you're feeling aches and pains in the body, that's because your heart's not happy and you're just doing something to do it. Saturn, Gemini, 6th house. I think you need to get serious when it comes to what you want by expressing that and what you really want to like build and the reality that you want and the one that's going to, make you feel better. And, even, I think your health, I feel like the health is coming up at the end of this reading. Like, it's important that if you're not feeling 100 in your body, if you're feeling a little ill or not good, it's probably not COVID. It's probably just you not doing what your heart wants. And it's almost like this karmic understanding that you're going through right now that, you don't just have to do things or live some mundane life. Like, you can create an amazing legacy from your heart. But you also have to do things that are exciting and fun to do, to have that as well. So I think Virgo needs to have some more fun too in their life and not just restrict themselves from exciting things that light up your heart. Okay. That was intense, Virgo, but I know you're going to get to the bottom of this, and you're not going to keep doing things that don't light you up anymore. Aries. Took a while to get to Aries, the first zodiac sign, but second to last. I know Aries likes to be first. But I appreciate your patience, Aries. We use the Golden Tarot for the Aries. Well, Aries, you got a full moon in your 10th. This is a pretty magical time, especially with Jupiter and Neptune in your 12th. And of course, you're going through the 4th house Sun and Venus right now. But this is a powerful time for you to get out of whatever's holding you back from like the spiritual destiny that you came here to accomplish. And that's Jupiter in your 12th making great aspects to the moon here in your 10th house. And you have to really believe into the legacy that you feel like you were meant to come into. And it's your intuition that's guiding you, and you have to pioneer that direction for yourself, and you have to feel into it right now, and you have to believe. If you don't believe in the greatest things that you want, well, and if you're not really willing to put the work in to do it, but you're a beast like that, and Mars is in your 5th house, so that's also helping you. It's helping you live from the heart right now, and trust that, Spirit's coming through. And, you shouldn't do, your legacy shouldn't be based around something you don't love. Kind of what we just talked about with Virgo. So, something to consider. 4 of Wands reversed. 7 of Coins reversed. And King of Wands upright. Yeah, that's exactly the King of Wands coming out there with the Mars card, and that's your ruling planet. I mean, this is definitely like you taking control over your creativity and your heart and your destiny by moving into what you're ultimately the most in love with and the most passionate about, that Spirit's left right on your doorstep. And it's almost like with the 4 of Wands here, you're realizing that the old party and the old legacy wasn't, it was great. It was fun for a while. it may have lit up the heart for a while, but does it still? I mean, you have to believe that there's a new party out there, I think, when you reach the top. So it's a matter of like reaching the top to this ultimate new party that's trying to show up, and having the courage to do that. And Mars is in a great place to give you courage to do that. And Venus is going to come into your 5th house as well. So I think you're ready to make these things happen for yourself. It's a big time. And the 7 of Coins reverse is like, again, you have to put the work in if you want the ultimate payout. So you have to put the work in for what your heart's trying to define and create right now. Super important. If you're just building a legacy or trying to build a legacy, but you're not, putting in the necessary work to get the return on investment, what are you doing? That 7 of Coins is almost too like you know that you're not going to get the payout that you're looking for, and you're still doing it anyways because does it feel safe, or it's just comfortable? You kind of have to like break out of comfort and trust in the universe and God and your heart right now, and how you're feeling too with this 4th house transit. So, you feeling into that fire within yourself to make these dreams come true is everything. 7 of Wands reversed. Yeah, don't give up your position. Like, that's the thing too. I think if your heart's in it and you're trying to create the ultimate party and the ultimate payout, and you know that it's spiritually aligned, you have to understand that you have to hold your ground, and you can't just like give up. So I don't think it's a time to give up, although you may feel like, you have to, but it's really a time to put more work in to get the payout that you're looking for. 8 of Cups reversed. You could be walking away from a relationship that was holding you back from your destiny. That 4 of Wands reversed is almost like a change of home scene in a way, and you're going through a 4th house transit. Like, you're walking away from something that's not giving you, it's not lighting up your heart, it's not lighting up how you feel. Like, you kind of have to just turn your back and trust your intuition and follow where God's taking you right now. Whether it's relationships or work related, or manifesting, or money, or your own self-worth and value. Like, if it just wasn't working out, and you just feel it, then you don't have to defend the position either. And you have to get that right with your mind. Like, don't just defend something to defend something. If you know intuitively that God's taking you in another direction, define that direction and create from that space. Don't be afraid to turn your back. The Tower reversed is the abundant card here. That's so funny, because it's almost like you think it's a Tower moment, change, like maybe course correcting, or it's not. It's like actually, it's just like an illusion of some sort of fear. It's like God's trying to help you build the ultimate tower right now. So I don't think you need to be scared or think that you're in a Tower moment. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's you looking for the ultimate party, and you looking for the ultimate, emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your life by trusting that no matter what shows up or what changes have to be made, they're going to show the greatest gift. So it's not even a Tower moment, because usually the Tower, doesn't really necessarily mean that a gift's changing. It just means things are changing quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like, don't jump ship on your fire either. So I think there's abundance in just releasing fear around change, or, what you can create and define right now, or what the ultimate is in life, or the highest peak. Like, sure, you might have to walk away and change something, but that doesn't mean it's a Tower moment. That doesn't mean it's going to be devastating. It's actually going to be abundant and put you on that ultimate path. 2 of Cups for Saturn. It's almost like there's this emotional satisfaction and deep connection to whatever it is. If you're trusting spirit, it's like you're karmically ready right now, Aries, to jump into a beautiful story. You can trick yourself and be delusional by not following the signs and putting the work in and pushing your limits of what's going to bring you the best or the ultimate connections. So there's a beautiful energy, I think, that you need to work towards right now. And if you work towards that beautiful energy that's laid out in front of you and turn your back on what isn't showing you the love or the beauty in life, You know, you're not going to feel like you have to defend something that you don't want to defend. Like, only defend something if you actually love it and you feel like 100% this is where spirits guided you. Twelfth house, escape. See, this is literally like God coming in and either telling you to escape from something that isn't the ultimate destiny and journey that you came here for, and this ultimate peak that you can pioneer and move towards. But you have to trust in that fire within yourself, and you have to trust in the universe, and you have to trust in God. And if you have to make a big change, it's not a tower moment, it's God shifting your reality and shifting your destiny to where it's meant to go right now. And you definitely don't want to be in some like delusion state that you can't have the best or, you know, reach the top. So I'd say don't escape reality right now. Like, look for the beautiful energy that's showing up and trying to like really move you in a direction, but you have to check in with yourself because you're getting the answers from within yourself. They're not without, they're not out in the world. So Neptune, Scorpio, fifth house. Yeah, this is a major deep dive into your heart and what spirit's trying to guide your heart towards. So it's these deep, deep desires within you that is going to light up your heart, light up your destiny, and it's spiritually meant to be on your path right now. I mean, getting the 12th house with that card and then getting a Neptune, like, you know, God is driving the ship for you right now, and it's not a tower moment. That's what Jupiter is trying to say with the tower reversed. It's not. It could feel like a tower moment, but it's actually the most abundant moment that's ever showed up. And if you escape it and you don't follow your heart, you don't do what lights you up, and you don't, you know, find the connections that want to see you make these things happen, then, you know, you are escaping your destiny, and that's when a tower moment will show up in your life, to be completely honest. Big time, Aries. This is a good, you know, it's a powerful full moon for you. Let's see what's going on in here before I get too far ahead of myself. Good night, Kendall. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, ditching me for the Leo King? I don't blame you. I'm probably going to tune in some spiritual dance music when this is done. Much love to you all. There is only one sign left. Empty. And it is. We close off with the first sign of the zodiac right before the final sign. And it is the Pisces, the fishies. And I gotta be honest, I think this is a big time energy for the Pisces, because it's Capricorn, it's your 11th house, and this is a big moment where I think Pisces are really finding their place in society, and they've had eclipses here in their 4th house, and they're working on getting that inner world right, and the home life right, and the family life right. And by doing so, they're going to find their place in society. And this is releasing anything that isn't of your true authenticity, of your individuality, because you're finding that within yourself. So you're emotionally letting go of that, and you're believing that you can connect to the right individuals that want to go into the world or into the future with the same outlook, with the same emotional sense of security or the same feelings in life. And for a sign that feels things as deep as Pisces does, this is super important. So this is great for friendships and connections and making sure that they match with your inner world and that they want to go into the future with the same beliefs as you, or even the same sense of how to make the world a better place. And of course, The sun here is in your 5th house, Venus is in your 5th house, so there's a lot of heart right now with the Pisces, and it's time to shine that light with the people that want to shine that light with you. And of course, with Jupiter and Neptune in your 1st house, and Jupiter making great aspects to this full moon, super, super important that you're identifying not only with yourself spiritually, but with the right groups and people that match your inner world, that match your spiritual connection, and want to move in that direction with you. So I think Pisces are in a beautiful time right now to really believe in themselves and in their own uniqueness, and connect with people that want to connect with that beautiful energy as well. All right, Pisces. What deck do we want to use? We'll use this one. We'll use the Ethereal Visions for a very ethereal sign. All right, Pisces, last but certainly never least. Ace of Swords, 10 of Swords reversed, Queen of Swords. Wow, that's some serious sword energy. I love the Ace of Swords because this is a time where you're getting all the downloads you need, and you're ready to understand those downloads and use them for your true authenticity of what's going to move you in the best way forward that matches your frequency right now. And you want to trust in those downloads, you want to trust in that information that's finding you, and release things that are not of the belief in yourself and the belief that Spirit's channeling through you. And the 10 of Swords reversed is, again, I think rock bottom's over with. You're out of the hole, and you understand that, and you're ready to go in the new direction. And with the Queen of Swords for your Mars card, it doesn't even matter if you're cold or not. You know your truth. You know and you understand. You're ready to define the direction you want to move in. And you're going to do it swiftly, and you're going to do it with a sense of grace, even if it's not like the most nurturing of grace. It's going to be some serious grace because it's authentic and true to how you're feeling and the way that you want to move right now and the direction that things are going. And yeah, I think this is a big moment for Pisces. Locking down that inner standing. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed is the Mercury card. You know, I think when it comes to your mind right now, you know, gosh, look at that. Like, another ace coming out right under the Ace of Swords. Like, you get 2 more aces here. You're the magician. So this is realizing within your own mind that you do actually have that magic, and you've gotten all the downloads to create the life you want, to bring in new abundance, whether it's a new job or new physical connections in life. You're figuring out and forging a new way forward, and you don't want to mentally trick yourself by, you know, not going in the direction that actually I think is very clearly defined for you. So don't trick yourself or think you're not worthy of the new direction. That's a big trap. You're totally ready for it, and it's time to do that and link up with like-minded people, and you know what, and communicate for the reality that you want. Don't hold that back, because it's coming in more clear than you may even understand, but it's trusting in the way it's coming in and how it's finding you in your own unique way. And the magician can't make this stuff up. You are the magician right now. Like, literally, the magic is right there at the palm of your hands to have beautiful, magical relationships, friendships, connections in life, and to even bring in the abundance that you're looking for, or whatever it is that you want to create, or money situations in life. If you don't trick yourself and get your mind thinking in a direction that isn't true to you right now, or thinking that you're still in some hole or at this rock bottom place, you're not. You're out of that, and it's a new journey. How are you going to alchemize it? If you alchemize it, you're going to feel so in power and so good and the universe is trying to give you all the goodness you could find right now to do so. Are you going to connect to it or not? Wheel of Fortune reversed. So you get the Jupiter card reversed for Jupiter. If there's a risk that you need to take to grab your magic, take the risk to grab your magic. Because there's abundant times for you that are defining a direction with the people that you want to define it with, that want to see you grow and want to see you evolve. Go. Do it. Take the risk. Don't trick yourself into thinking that you can't. It's interesting getting both the mind cards, if you will, like Mercury and Jupiter reversed, but both with, some powerful cards. Like, you can shift your reality by changing your perspective and by not being fearful of taking a chance. Sometimes you just have to take a chance. Take that chance and you'll see the magic show up. Because I think you already know it and understand it. 10 of Cups upright for Saturn. Yeah, it's almost like you're in a karmic place right now where I would say that emotional fulfillment is right there. And with the eclipse that just happened in your 4th house, and with the North Node in your 4th house and a Mercury retrograde, I think that, you have a better understanding now than ever of what you need to feel emotionally on top of the world, and that starts within yourself, and you have to use that energy to define where things are going to go, to push forward in the direction that's going to connect you to the parts of life and the parts of society that are going to show you the abundance and the magic. And that magic is within you. And if you're going to restrict yourself from your feelings and what's most important and close to you right now, I don't think you're going to, you're just going to feel a little lost mentally and out of your magic. And I think, if you can, especially within your mind, turn that Ace of Pentacles up, then you're looking really good for completely alchemizing and changing reality that's going to connect with you on a very intimate level. Got the Sag card. I see. So, you have to see it within your own mind, within your own mind's eye, of the downloads and of the information that's trying to give you the most fulfillment, but that's within yourself. And if you're ready to go on that journey deep within yourself and alchemize and connect with truly authentic energy in life, it might take a risk, but do you believe that risk is worth it? That's super important for you to believe in that right now. And it might be by doing something radical, doing something different, because you've already gotten the download for it, and you're not even in the hole anymore like you might think or feel you are. I don't think that's true, that you're in a hole. So believe that you can alchemize the way out, or not even the way out, you're out of it. What's next? And it's probably this climbing an amazing ladder to something great, but you have to get into how you truly feel to get to the top of that. Uranus, Leo, 10th house. Yeah, you have to make radical changes that light up your heart if you want to reach the next level and the top of that ladder and the top of whatever it is right now. But if you're not going to be truly unique with what your heart wants and truly authentic with what your heart wants, then you're not taking yourself higher right now. So be the individual that you are and link up with people that want to go into the direction in the future that lights up your heart, that lights up your feelings, that you likely have seen all the signs show up for already. Move in that direction. And maybe it's making a radical change to your career because it no longer matches up with your heart as well. Well, that was fun as always. I'll see what's up in the chat. Hang out for a little bit. Truly appreciate you all. So much love for the people that stuck around. Aries, hey, what up, Freddie? Rico, my brother. Yeah, Aries, you could use it. Rising, sure. No doubt. That plays. Sun, rising, doesn't matter. I mean, I'm a proponent of solar astrology, sun sign astrology, as I think, most of you know. I think that's a forgotten layer, especially in today's world, where people only want to look at their rising. The rising is important, of course, but if you can link the rising and your solar layer together, you're unlocking a lot. Raven the DJ. I know. I'm gonna turn on spiritual dance. I wonder. Maybe I'll turn it on. Maybe we'll have a spiritual dance party. Oh, he's talking right now. I was gonna say maybe we could blast a little spiritual dance music while we finish up and chat here for a little bit. Truly, truly love and appreciate you guys. Yeah, listen to the moon and rising. Yeah, why not? Listen to them all. Listen to what your friends are up to. I don't know. It's a fun, this show's definitely for fun, mainly in a hangout. I'm more of an astrologer than a tarot reader. I'm not going to front on that. But I enjoy pulling cards and seeing what it brings up and using these cards as a channel. And if they resonate, I'm so, grateful that they resonate. Um, I don't even offer tarot reading services for money. So it's just something fun that I use to connect. And, as you know, if you watch my horoscopes, I always pull a card with my horoscopes, and it's just something to put out there for people. And, if it resonates, great. I definitely don't consider myself a professional tarot reader. I'll be blunt and honest there. I'll do the musical inspiration, the Who Wolf Totem. I, c- I have the ways and means to play some music recommendations. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, I love using in a bunch of decks. I think they're beautiful. I love the art. I love each deck and how they're just a little bit different and how you can use that to whatever the channel might be. So, yeah, variety of deck is dope and they're fun to collect. And oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, my boy Raven. This is this is some Raven stuff right here. Yeah, this is some warrior music, straight up. That's a pretty dope song, not gonna lie. I can't believe I wore those the whole time. Just kind of like put them on and forgot about them. All right, fam. I think I'm gonna let you all get on with your evening. Appreciate you for sticking around, for being here with me, for showing up. I love you all so much. Sending you my best. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Hope you enjoyed the time in the chat connecting. Beautiful to see that. So grateful, as always. Sending my love, sending my best. And I will see you all very soon. Happy full moon in Capricorn.